The NFL Combine is days away, and here are a group of guys that you need to know about going into the event for quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs that will be risers throughout the weekend. Ryan, let's start with quarterbacks. Jalen Milroe and Jaxson Dart, for two completely different reasons, are going to be under a microscope and could do a lot for their draft stocks. They had inconsistent days at the Senior Bowl, but we can see Jaxson Dart shine on the field in the passing drills. He's an underrated athlete. And I also really, really hope that Jalen Milroe runs a 40, because if he puts up a crazy number, which we know that he can, that could be significant for driving the case for him to go somewhere in the first round.
We missed out a few years ago on Lamar Jackson testing because he just wanted to throw at the combine. This is our second chance, Joe. Let's get Jalen Milroe to run in the 4.3.
We also didn't get Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels. So some of these guys that are really freaking fast, I want a crazy quarterback 40 time. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm praying for.
Which will probably not happen, because I'm sure Jalen Milroe is just going to focus on throwing the football in Indianapolis. But a guy can hope. Want to see something crazy athletic, because he's one of the best athletes at the quarterback position we've seen come out in several years. But either way, we'll most likely see him throw at the combine. And that's going to be very important to see just consistency, getting timing quickly, improved footwork. Like, all those things are going to be really important for Milroe. And it's going to be important for Jaxson Dart. Strikes me as a guy that's going to go and run at the combine, run like 4.6 flat or 4.62 or something like that, like a really kind of eye-popping time, and then throw with a little bit more precision and accuracy and that type of thing. I still question the overall arm strength for Jaxson Dart and the massive upside, but I do think he has a chance to steal the show and continue his rise up boards potentially.
This is the perfect setting for a guy like Jaxson Dart to continue to build momentum, because you hear that he's a very relatively high IQ quarterback, that he's going to do well in these interview settings. And also, he's a good athlete. People don't give him his flowers for how athletic he is. He doesn't need to go out there in the passing drills and to uncork a deep ball that takes the roof off of the building. He just needs to be accurate, and his accuracy, where there's no tough decision-making to be had with defenders on the field, he just needs to go out there and be on point and have good placement. Jalen Milroe has that potential to do what Anthony Richardson did a couple of years ago. Put up insane numbers, let everybody talk about it for the next coming month, and then drive the force for him to be a lock to go in the first round. I don't know if it comes to fruition, but please, Jalen Milroe, please test. This receiver class, though, it leaves a lot to be desired. You and I were trying to figure out what names are actually exciting to pay attention to coming into the combine. The two that we came away with, Tetairoa McMillan, because he's got a lot to prove and also disprove if he's got the long speed to quell any of those concerns about his ability to separate, and Tez Johnson, who keeps claiming that he could compete with Xavier Worthy's 40-time record.
Well, there's some people that it's all over the place on Tet McMillan. Some guys I've seen have him, and draft analysts have him in the top 10 in this draft, just overall players. Some are more in the like borderline first round player type of conversation for him. This is going to be huge for him, because we know he's big. We know he's got a huge catch radius. We know he has great hands, but is he a guy that can consistently make explosives down the field? Can he create separation with foot quickness and speed? That's a question mark we have. So we'll see if Ted's able to go there and showcase himself in Indianapolis. Tez Johnson, on the other hand, is a completely different conversation, Joe. He weighed in at the Senior Bowl at 156 pounds. He is a historical outlier of size. There is just not many guys that have come through at that size profile and been able to maintain a roster spot in the NFL. So if he is going to be able to do that, he needs to go out and run something nutty. Like, he needs to go run high 4.2, low 4.3. Like, he needs to be a guy that showcases that athleticism, or else people are going to start second guessing, can a guy at 160 pounds, give or take a couple pounds, last, who isn't an elite athlete? He has a lot on the line from a testing perspective.
Ryan, it feels like there's this massive grouping of day two running backs, and there's not really much separation. This running back class is extremely deep and talented. We're going to get the chance to, I think, decide who is in specific tiers among this group. Travion Henderson, Omarion Hampton were two guys that really stood out to us, because Henderson's going to have the long speed. We saw him make those big plays at Ohio State. And Hampton, who's a tank, I think is going to put up some great numbers for his build that is going to be a driving force for him to be the second running back selected come draft time.
I mean, medicals are going to be a big thing for Henderson, but nobody wants to talk about that on this podcast. We want to talk about 40s and explosiveness and all those great things, and he should test phenomenally. I mean, he's the guy that's going to at least, I believe, run in the 4.4s, maybe crack the 4.3s. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he ran like 4.39. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And I think the one cool thing about Henderson is that he's probably going to weigh 210 plus pounds. Like, he's a little bit of a thicker dude than people I think kind of appreciate or anticipate. So that's going to be interesting to watch in Indianapolis. And then Hampton, 220-pound bulldozer. Is he also an extreme athlete from acceleration, explosiveness, second gear perspective? If he is, then he has a chance to cement him as running back 2 or running back 3 in this class.
Folks, let us know in the comments, who are you excited to see at the NFL Combine? Hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.